Thank you. Rob, you mentioned something about having low bandwidth. I got low cholesterol. You don't hear me telling the whole world. It's late for me. You know, this is like the past my bedtime theater. I don't know about you people, especially you in England. Claire, it's late for us. You might be looking at me, especially if you don't know me. Let's see, Malcolm Brown, you might be looking at me wondering, is that the love child of Barry Manilow and Dr. Ruth? I can't be. I'm almost Barry Manilow's age. And this new technology has got me over a barrel. You know, they have this new, it's not new, but there's a GPS that has a human being attached to it. I have it in my Chevy. It's called OnStar. Well, it's good to have a human being, but during the pandemic, they had a recording. It said, you might hear a baby crying. That's because our operators are at home. Please be patient. Well, I was in the middle of Manhattan and I wanted to get back to Queens, and I pressed the OnStar, and Bridget is half plastered. You could hear the mimosa glasses clinking. She's at brunch. May I help you? Yes. What I call Brittany? Yeah. So I said, Brittany, I'm trying to get out of Manhattan. I'm at 5th Avenue and I want to go to Queens. So Brittany, I hear them passing the drinks and all. Brittany goes, okay, you're at 5th Street in Manhattan. And before you knew it, she reroutes me. And in Manhattan, this isn't Boise, Idaho, Brittany. In Manhattan, if you go to 5th Avenue instead of 5th Street, that could be 3 friggin' hours. So what happens? I'm in the middle of the gay pride parade. It's Sunday at 11, and they're rocking my car back and forth, back and forth. I had to put on Katy Perry's "I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It." I had to go in my truck, get my panel so they still rock that car. So finally, I rolled down the window. I said, I am Melissa Etheridge's mother, and I'm also a justice of the peace. I married my daughter with her wife. Could you please let me out of here? I'm telling you, that OnStar gotta go. To change the subject too drastically, but I worked at a place called Genentech. They clone genes. Yes, I worked there. And it was before the Me Too movement. So when we were young, we used to have to buy the boss's wife presents. We had to wear high heels, not Birkenstocks. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but we had to dust the desks. And just like, if we wanted a raise, we had to give him a raise, if you know what I mean. Gave new meaning to the term shorthand, if you know. I don't want to get see Linda DeSantis's cat is turning the other way. He's probably offended by my joke. But anyway, so when you work at Genentech, you know, it was all brand new, the cloning, and you know, the stocks went up. It was very exciting. But one of my friends, Daisy, left Genentech to go work at monoclonal antibodies. That was the name of the company. This is 1980. I know, Regina, this is before. You might not be able to relate, but just trust me, it's American history. So she's answering the phone like this: monoclonal antibodies. This is Daisy. Monoclonal antibodies. Good afternoon. Monoclonal antibodies. Could you hold, please? Could you imagine doing that all day? I felt sorry for her. But any questions yet? I was a school teacher, Catherine Perkins. Well, let's see, what else was I going to talk about today? I was going to talk about Woodstock. You know, I went to Woodstock, the concert. I don't know if Doyle knows, it was a famous concert. And 50 years ago. Then I went to Woodstock when they had another one 50 years later. And there was some changes. Some things stayed the same. Like Paul McCartney was there. He sang "Maybe I'm Amazed." I'm amazed, Paul. You could stand there for 3 hours. You're what, 81 years old? I could barely get up my freaking steps. I'm 73. A few years ago, I'm changing the subject from Woodstock. A few years ago, I blew out my candles and I closed my eyes and I wished for 69. Back to Woodstock. So when I was at Woodstock, we had a tent and it was for bad acid trips. And let me explain that to Tim. You're a youngster. Acid was a psychedelic drug in those days. Well, you know what the tent was for this time, Lynette? It was for bad acid indigestion. Yes. And you know, Rod Stewart was there, and he's singing Maggie May, and then this is the new Woodstock, and he points the microphone to the audience. I raised my hand. I said, no, Rod Stewart, I'm not going to sing Maggie May to you. I walked in the mud for 3 hours. You sing Maggie May to me. Unbelievable. And like, we did have to walk through the mud at the first Woodstock. I mean, the freeway was closed. That's in the movie. Although Guthrie says the freeway is closed, man. But we're walking through the mud. But this time it was different, because when we left our cars by the side of the road, we pressed the button, our wheelchairs came down, our walkers came down, we were tripping on our bell bottoms, but it was the other kind of tripping. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.